ね、おはようございます。はい、今日はですね、ちょっとまた場所を変えてやってます。ちょっとね、朝から、オフィスでね、やらなあかんことがちょっとあったんで、今日は出てきてます。ね、今ね、画協らの会社も結構クラウドサインって言って電子契約になってってはいるんですよ。お客さんとのやり取りで。ただね、どうしてもね、お客さんとの、関係でね、タンってスタンプをしてっていうふうにね、言われるところももちろんありますんで、そういったところにはこうね、なんていうかな、ハンコかっていうのを押さなあかんなっていうところもあったり、なかったりいいので、これで今日もね、ちょっと今日は、そういった関係もあって、今日は会社出てきています。で、この後ね、すぐ働けるように、ちょっとね、出てきたっていうところですね。はい。じゃあ、どうだろうな。よし。こんな感じ？ちょっと見にくいよな、これ。はい。まあね、こんな感じで、また今日もやっていきたいなというふうに思っているんですけれども、やすさん、ありがとうございます。おはようございます。よいしょ。今日もね、東京天気いいですね。いや、早ですよ。ちょっと待ってね、ちょっと一旦ツイッターにも入れとくかな。よいしょ。という形でやっていきましょうか、今日も。はい、今日は何よ。はい、いつも忘れる曜日ですけれども、今日は、はい、木曜日です。はい、木曜日か。来たな、またリスニングは音読とリード&ルックアップ。もう嫌っちゅうほどやってるな。これやり込むのが意味あるんかなって信じて、今日もやっちゃいますか。なんかね、話ちょっと変わるんですけれども、昨日ね、小中高生のなんかなりたい職業みたいなのがあって、初めていや、分からへんな、なんか何年ぶりか知らんけど、会社員が一番だったらしいんですよ。男の子のね、なりたい職業。で、会社員、学級も会社員ですよね。で、2位がなんと、イメージつくと思います、YouTuber。学級はなんと、子供の夢1位、2位叶えてるっていうね。だからね、なんやろな、地元とか帰った時ね、言われたもん、甥っ子とかに。いやね、呼ばれてるんですけど、名前でね。ガキオ、YouTuber やんとかいうふうにね、言われてね、そう時代の流れですかね。で、なんか、ね、その時ガキオでまだ本当に登録者100人。今でもね、言うてこう1000人まで登録させていただきましたけれども、そんな100人とかね、そんくらいの時に、その甥っ子が学校で、自分のおっちゃんあれやで、YouTuber なんやでとかいうの言ってて、うわ、切なと思って、ごめんなって、恥ずかしい思いさせてごめんなって、多分大きいので気づくんやろなって。だからね、その甥っ子のために頑張らなあかんなと思ってるんですよ。よっしゃ、やりますか。ということで、今日もね、皆さんもしよろしければ教材ご用意あれ。ご用意あれっていうところですよ。今日もね、ウィークリーニュースアーティクル。そうなんですよ、やすさん、ありがとうございます。ハイブリッドっすよ、もう。1位に独占。とってもってええんかな、こんなんな。やばいっすよね。1位に独占ですよ。いや、もうえぐい時代ですよ。楽器が独占してしまう時代が来たと。よしよし。そうは言っても、やっていくんで。はい。じゃあ、皆さんももしよろしければ教材ね、レアジョブの、なんちゅう教材やったかな。ディスカッション教材ってやつですね。それのウィークリーニュースアーティクルっていうのをやっていきます。 よし。じゃあまず音読ね、がっつりやっていこうかな。時間もあるし。昨日ちょっと話変わって、10時からですね、クラブハウスっていうのを、聞いてました。そのクラブハウス誰が話したかというと、うちのね、営業でクラブハウスやってる、メンバーがいて、佐藤さん、名前言っちゃっていいかな、いいか。っていう方がいますと。で、その人が、いわゆるこう、英語の講師の先生とね、対談してました。で、リスニングを上げる方法っていうのについて、こう、いろいろ深掘りのね、質問をしてたんですけれども、そのね、講師の先生が言ってたのが、もう、とりあえず真似ることだっていうのをおっしゃってたんですね。で、真似るって何かって言ったら、音読とかもですし、とりあえず表現とかも真似る。なんかそこがね、非常に大事と。要は、楽器も今音読やってますよね。要は、話せへん、発話できひんのに聞けへんよっていうのをおっしゃってて、なんかね、やっぱね、すげえ基礎ではあるけれども、めちゃくちゃ大事みたいなんで、そういうね、プロの講師が言うぐらいなんで、相当なんやろなっていうふうに思ってるんで、今日もね、ちょっと信じて、今日もやっていきましょう。はい。じゃあ、いきます。今日はね、もうセカンド、サードパラグラフまで行きたいですね。うん。なので、ちょっとスピードは、音読が1.25倍でいいんか。
Today in Science and Environment, U.S. worried about increasing number of foreign insect species.
じゃあやっていきましょう
A
か。
species of worm called
called
jumping
jumping
snake worms is invading
U.S.
U.S. forests. The
The
worms
worms
are
are
originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the U.S. about 100 years ago via imported plants. Jumping snake worms cause damage to the forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds. Although the worms entered the U.S. about 100 years ago, they've started to spread much faster over the past 15 years. In addition to the South and Mid-Atlantic, the jumping snake worms are now in some parts of the Northeast, Upper Midwest, and West as well. Scientists say that climate change may be the cause. As winters become warmer, the worms are moving into areas that used to be too cold for them. The Asian giant hornet, another foreign insect species, started to invade the U.S. last year. The hornets are killing native honeybees and can be deadly for humans as well. In Japan, they kill around 30 to 40 people every year. To stop the hornets from spreading in the U.S., scientists have been hunting for their nests and destroying them. Thank you for listening.
はい、今終わりました。あかんねん。やっぱセカンド、サードパラグラフはちょっと練習が足りてないのか言えへんかったっていうところが多いので、言えへんかったポイントをちょっと中心で今復習していこうかなというふうに思います。セカンド、サードやりましょうか。一文一文切っていいと思うんですよね。ちょっとやっていきます。セカンドのところで言うと、although the worms entered the US about 100 years ago, they've started to spread much faster over the past 15 years. In addition to South and Mid-Atlantic, the jumping snake worms are now in some part of the Northwest, Upper Midwest, and West as well. Scientists say that climate change may be the cause. As winters become warmer, the worms are moving into areas that used to be too cold for them. As winters become warmer, the worms are moving into areas that used to be cold for them. The Asian giant hornet, another falling insect species, started to invade the U.S. last year. The hornets are killing native honeybees and can be deadly for humans as well. In Japan, they kill around 30 to 40 people every year. To stop the hornets from spreading in the U.S., scientists have been hunting for their nests and destroying them. はい。これ、なんやろ、外来種とかそういう話やと思うんですけれども、なんかこれ、恐ろしいこと言うよね、スズメバチの話してて最後。要はアメリカにスズメバチ、アジアのでっかいスズメバチが入ってきたと。で、そのスズメバチが、 ネイティブ、まあ、要は現地にいた、ミツバチとかを殺しちゃってるのかな。で、人間もそうやと。で、日本でもやっぱ30人から40人毎年亡くなってるよっていうのを言ってはるんですけど、これを止めるために科学者たちはとか言って、スズメバチの巣を駆除し、彼らを破壊してますみたいな感じなんですけど、間に合うそんなんで。科学者何人でやってるのって感じよね。あれかな、でも巣をパコンと破壊したらいけんのかな。うん。そんなもんなんでしょうか。で、昨日ね、楽器はそのクラブハウスのとこちょっと戻るんですけれども、そこでね、質問したんですよ、先生に。要は、音読してるときなんとなくいい感じで読めてる気がしますと、発音とかもっていうのを言ったんですけれども、ただ、いざ、こう、スピーキングになると、ちょっとこういった悩みがあります。例えば、話すの一生懸命になろうと思うと、全然発音意識できなくなる。で、発音意識しようと思うと、次話せなくなる。これどうしたらいいですかっていうのを言ったら、まあ、それはね、やっぱね、音読のね、積み重ねをしていくしかないと。で、音読を積み重ねてって、要は発音を意識せんでもできるぐらいになってきたら、要は口がもうそこの音を覚えるんでしょうね。そこまでなったらもう要は一丁前に、なんちゅうんですかね。まあ要は一丁前にもう別に意識せずとも話せる。だから、まあスピーキングっていうのも、その口元を意識せずとも出せるようになるよっていうのをおっしゃってましたね。だから、まあそういった意味で、こういったね、まあ基礎っぽい、一見基礎っぽい練習ではあるんですけれども、こういったものが非常に大事だというふうにおっしゃってました。あと、もう一つ、結構英語学習者の方が多分、リスニング上げるときに陥りやすいっていうところで言うと、例えばなんですけど、CNN を聞くとか、例えば、まあ、これを垂れ流する、ウィークリーニュースアーティクル、あとレアジョブで言うとデイリーニュースアーティクルという教材もありますよ。で、音声聞けますと。これを垂れ流しする。これがええんちゃうかっていうふうに思ってるんですけども、いやいや、そうではないとおっしゃってましたね。やっぱさっき言った通り、音読。ちゃんとそれを声で出せるのかっていうところをすごい意識するっていうのをおっしゃってました。で、そのために先生おっしゃってたのは、なんかね、好きな人、まあ好きな要は外国の人ですよね、英語喋る人を見つけて、その人たちの言葉っていうのをもう真似する、聞いて音を真似するとか、そういったものも非常に大事やでっていうのをおっしゃってたんで、まあね、楽器は特に海外の人であんま好きな人もおらんから、まあこのね、ウィークリーニュースアーティクルの記事読んでるこのおっちゃんの声を真似してやろうかなというふうに思ってます、ね。はい、真似し、今日、DAY18 ですね。ちょっとね、だから残り80日ぐらい。バコバコ真似していったのかなというふうに思います。あと昨日ね、動画撮ってる時に言われたのが、楽器は瞬き多すぎやっていうふうに言われたんで、いやもうこれずっと昔から言われてないけどね、やっぱまたね、意識、なんやろ、意識せんと瞬きしちゃうなって感じだ。はい、ちょっとじゃあ、もう一回、途中からやっていこうか。
Worms entered the US about 100 years ago. They've started to spread much faster. Entered the US about 1
ちょっと今回初めてまあセカンドサードはあんまやってへんから、ここはちょっと1倍でやってみようか。ちょっとスピードを落としますね。
Although the worms entered the
ここからや
US
な。OK。
lizards and birds.
で、ここからいきます。
Although the worms entered the US about 100 years ago, they've started to spread much faster over the past 15 years. In addition to the South and Mid-Atlantic, the jumping snake worms are now in some parts of the Northeast, Upper Midwest, and West as well. Scientists say that climate change may be the cause. As winters become warmer, the worms are moving into areas that used to be too cold for them. The Asian giant hornet, another foreign insect species, started to invade the US last year. The hornets are killing native honeybees and can be deadly for humans as well. In Japan, they kill around 30 to 40 people every year. To stop the hornets from spreading in the US, scientists have been hunting for their nests and destroying them. Thank you for listening.
はい、っていう感じですね。もう一回やっていこうかな。ちょっと音読なっていうか音なしで。Although the worms entered the US about 100 years ago, they've started to spread much faster over the past 15 years. In addition to South and Mid-Atlantic jumping snake worms are now in some parts of northeast, なんていうの？ northeast か。northeast, upper Midwest, and west as well.
Scientists say that climate change may be the cause. The climate change may be the cause. As winters become warmer, the worms are moving into the air that used to be too cold for them. The Asian giant hornet, another foreign insect species, started to invade the US last year. もう一回言いますね。The Asian giant hornet, another foreign insect species, started to invade the US last year. The hornets killing native honeybee and can be deadly for humans as well. In Japan, they kill around 30 to 40 people every year. To stop the hornets from spreading in the US, scientists have been hunting for their nests and destroying them.
はい、という形で、こんな感じですかね。よし。ちょっとね、じゃあ最後、ファーストパラグラフだけやって、リード&ルックアップに移りますか。もう一回最後ね、ファーストだけ読みましょう。
Jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forests. The jumping species of worm called increasing number of foreign insect species. A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forests. The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the U.S. about 100 years ago via imported plants. Jumping snake worms cause damage to the forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds.
はい、っていう感じですね。じゃあ、ここからね、リード&ルックアップってやつやります。これは読んで、それを、目つぶる、見ずに、発話できるかっていうのをね、やっていくということですね。よし、じゃあ、これもやっちゃうかな。ちょっとね、じゃあ最初読みます。A species of worm called jumping snake worm is invading U.S. forest. ここまでかな。はい、いきます。A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forest. Okay. A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forest. Okay. 次ね。The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the US about 100 years ago via imported plants. The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the US 100 years ago via imported plants. ここまでいけたから、セカンドまでいけたから、じゃあファーストとセカンドつなげてやってみましょうか。あえてカメラ目線でどうやっていこうか。A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forests. で、U.S. forests。ちょっと待ってな。A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forests. The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the US 100 years ago via imported plants. よっしゃい。いけたな。OK、じゃあラストね。Jumping snake worms called 何 Jumping snake worms って今思えばこれ。ずっと言ってるけど俺。ジャンプするヘビのミミズワームって何ミミズやんなそんなんの今考えたらよう分からんやつだジャンピングスネークワーム本当におんのこのジャンピングスネークワームワームとスネークほぼ一緒みたいなまあいいか Jumping snake worms cause damage to the forest floor. Jumping snake worm caused damage to forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds. これは例のあれね cause damage to 多分こういうのも構文とかあるんでしょうね cause damage to これもこのまま覚えちゃったらだったら別で使えるからね じゃあ最後言いますか。Jumping snake worms cause damage to forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds. イエーイって感じです。もう一回最後のとか。Jumping snake worms cause damage to forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds. はい、OK。なんで、ちょっとじゃあこれ最初からやってみようか。最初からいけるかな。やってみましょうか。いきます。A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forests. The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the 100 years ago via imported plants. Jumping snake worm cause damage to the U.S. Jumping snake worm caused damage. Jumping snake worm caused damage to forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds. Yay! いけたね。いける。まあこの3分ぐらい覚えるのはいけんな。ただね、本来やったらね、セカンドサードとかもこういうのやってったらね、多分力つくんでしょうけれども、ちょっとね、学級の場合、1日の時間っていうのがね、1時間しか勉強してないので、もしね、できる人はこれをセカンド、サードとかもやっていくと、さらに、まあ、いいね、勉強っていうのは、身につく勉強っていうのはできるかなと思いますね。ちょっとじゃあもう一回最後言っておくか。A species of worm called jumping snake worms. ああ、イズなんこれ。なんでなんやろ。スネークワームスイズ。スネークワームってイズなのか。あ、違うか。A species of worm。だからイズでいいのか。ああ、多分合ってる考えが。もう一回言います。A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forests.もう一回やります。A species of worms. A species of worms. ちょっと今考え事してた。集中。A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading U.S. forests. The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the U.S. 100 years ago via imported plants. Jumping snake worms cause damage to the forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds. Yay! っていう形です。OK です。OK。よし。ちょっとだけ。ちょっと待ってね。今からもうちょっとだけしたらやりますんで。皆さんありがとうございます。コメントおはようございます。皆さんどこに貼るんでしょうか。おはようございます。皆さんいいね。こうやってなんか毎回ね見てくれる人が増えると嬉しいですね。皆さんあれですか、また通勤の途中とかに聞いてくれてはんのかな。ありがとうございますね。ちょっとお待ちあれ。もうちょっとしたらやりますんで。 よいしょ。で、最後ね、もう一発かまして、リーダーのルックアップは終わります。じゃあ、いきますよ。パシッといきますから。いきます。A species of worm called jumping snake worms is invading US forests. The worms are originally from Asia, but scientists say that they probably came to the US 100 years ago via imported plants. Jumping snake worms cause damage to forest floor, which hurts native insects, lizards, and birds. イエーイって形で、イエーイ。いけたね。いけた。余裕のやっちゃんになってきたな。もう木曜やしな。まあまあ、こんな感じでね、今日も音読とリード&ルックアップっていうのは終わりました。という形で、じゃあね、ここから実際にやっていこうか。いや、昨日ね、皆さんおはようございます。ありがとうございます。いつも見ていただいて。そう、昨日さっき言った通り、クラブハウスね、参加したんですけどね、クラブハウスってやっぱ面白いっすね。なんか、てか普段あんま聞かないんですよっていうのは、楽器は iPhone ちゃうんですよね。iPad から聞いてるんで、わざわざ開かなあかんので、あんまね、ちょっと見れないんですけれども、昨日ね、ちょっと、時間もちょうどいいタイミングだったんで、聞いてみて、さっき言ってた通りで、同僚がね、こう、べしゃべしゃ喋ってましたわ。なんか、こんなうまく話せるんやっていうふうにね、なんかね、ぽかった。すごいぽかった。なんやろ。ぽかった。なんか、すごい場を回してるかも。でもあんなんもやっぱ、あれだよな、経験積んでなんぼなんかなっていうふうに思いますね。何回もやっていくと、やっぱああやって鍛えられていくんやなと思って。で、なんか常時何人ぐらいあったかな ?20 人弱ぐらい。多い時もっといたんかな。でも20人弱ぐらいは常に聞いてて、まあね、面白かったですよ。さっき言った通り、その英語の講師の先生もめちゃくちゃおもろい。で、その人も全然昔英語できんかったらしいんですけど、やっぱしそのさっき言った、もう基本はイミテーション、真似る。めっちゃ真似たのかな。だからやっぱ音読とか、めっちゃ大事らしい。音を聞く、聞いて話す。カラオケと一緒やと。聞いて歌うでしょと。なんかそんなのおっしゃってましたね。はい。なので、そんな感じですね。はい。ちょっとじゃあね、時間になってきたんで、準備始めましょうか。今日はMarch 18 18っていうのかなこれででんおっしゃじゃあ今からやっちゃいますここから入っちゃいますででででででで Hello.
Good morning, Gakiyo-san.
Yes. Good morning.
Can you hear and see me well?
It's a very good. No problem.
That's great. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Cause now I'm in the office.
You're very early.
Yeah, because after this YouTube, I need to do something in my office today. So today I came to here. It's a really early time.
You're going to be really productive today.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a lot of work to do today?
Yes, I have some because I need to make some document with putting some stamp from the company.
Oh, is this the hanko?
Yes, uncle.
Oh,
Now-
red stamp. Red?
How do I say it?
What's the color of the stamp?
Yeah, it's a red, basically
Red,
red.
right?
Then actually now my company is making a crowd sign. It's a kind of the digital sign. Digital.
Right.
However, you know, some of our clients still not accept the cross sign. So
They need a physical stamp.
yes. So I sometimes have to prepare the physical stamp and need to submit to some document.
Do you have your own hanko?
Yes, I have.
You do.
I'm sure most of the Japanese have our own hanko.
That's right.
So if you have time next come to Japan, you should make your own hanko, Casey-san.
Next time.
Yeah.
I actually have a stamp, but I don't think it's considered a hanko. It's just like a tourist souvenir. So it literally spells out my name, Keishi.
Keishi.
Maybe something like Keishi, like that.
Mm.
So I bought it at Haneda Airport.
Ah.
And
Yes,
my first
yes.
trip to Japan. So,
Yes, it's good.
Alright. And for today, let me confirm. Would you like to continue with the article US worried about increasing number of foreign insect species?
Yes.
Do you have a copy?
Can you send it?
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Please look at your chat box.
All right, thank you.
Let me know if you're able to open it.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So I watched your previous lessons and I know that you dislike cockroaches.
Yeah.
And you mentioned in the I think your lesson with tutor Kelly that you used to like insects.
Yes, right.
So
Yes, right.
my question is, what was, if you don't like insects anymore, what was your favorite insect before?
It's a beetle.
Oh, did you catch
Yes,
beetles
I
when you
used
were a
to.
kid?
I used to catch a beetle with my father.
Oh,
My hometown it's a Kyoto, but it's a not city port. So my area,
countryside.
countryside. My area has it's just around 10 minutes on foot to the mountain. So sometimes, especially it's summer season. I remember. I went to I wake up early time with my dad, then went to the mountain to catch uh,
What did you do with the beetles that you caught?
what did I do to catch the beetle?
I mean, what did you do after you catch them?
Uh,
Did you keep them in bottles?
yeah,
or
right.
something?
Keep it in the bottle.
Uh-huh. I see. Yeah, a lot of my other students also said that they did that when they were usually boys, young boys.
Yes.
I see.
In the
Okay.
Philippines, do you guys have a beetle?
We do. The local beetle. I don't know if it's a local beetle, but we call it salaguba.
Salaguba?
Yes, salaguba. And I remember that we also used to catch it. Okay. In English, it's called it's a kind of scarab beetle.
Scallop beetle.
Yeah, that's the English term, the English name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we used to catch it, not really intentionally, but sometimes they would, appear on the car or on the streets. So it's very easy to pick them up. So yeah, they're bigger than usual, the beetles. So they're very thick, and yeah, that's the common beetle in the Philippines. Although I haven't seen a salagubang in a long time, so maybe the numbers have decreased here in the city at least.
Okay.
Perhaps in the countryside there are more.
Understand. It's the same as Japan.
I see. Okay. So which part of the discussion would you like?
I want to discuss foreign species.
Foreign species.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's start with the first question, Gakio-san.
Mhm.
Do you think it's okay for scientists to hunt and destroy the nests of foreign species? Why or why not?
Okay. In my opinion, for science, it's okay to hunt and destroy the nests and nests of foreign species. This is because my main reason is to protect the native insects. According to the article by Hornet, local honeybee is killed. I think most important things about this issue to protect the local, protect your, how do I say, it's a native ecosystem. So that's why I agree with about it's okay for scientists to hunt and destroy these foreign species.
So, do you think should scientists ask regular people to help in doing that too?
Yeah, if possible, they should ask to the regular people to hunt or catch. If there are any danger about catching them. For example, like a beetle, it's a very no problem, I think, to catch a beetle. But for example, regarding an hornet, it's not always safe to catch these insects. So it depends on what kind of insects, what kind of species do they need to catch, do they need to hunt.
Oh, so they should ask for maybe the help of experts. Experts for each kind of insect. I see. Okay. Before we continue, Gakio-san, let me just. Okay. Can you repeat after me for pronunciation? Okay. You keep saying protect, but the stress should be on the second syllable. Protect.
Protect.
Yes.
Protect.
And then, for the second word, you have to pronounce the sound, the H sound. It's pronounced as hornet.
Hornet. Hornet.
Yes. Okay.
Hornet.
Very good. Also,
Protect.
some corrections in your sentences. Okay. So you said by hornet, local honeybee is killed. Can you read the better sentence, please?
Local honeybees are killed by hornets.
Very good in your pronunciation. And you said it's a very no problem to catch beetle. Can you read the better sentence, please?
It's not a problem. It's not a problem to catch beetles.
Or you can also say it's easy to catch beetles.
You
You can also say that instead of not a problem.
It's easy to catch beetles. It's not problem. It's not a problem to catch beetles. Local honeybees are killed by hornets. Protect. Okay, thank you.
Protect.
Protect. Protect.
Very good.
Protect.
Okay. Good job. Now, in your opinion, second question, which foreign species should the U.S. focus on more? The jumping snake worms or the Asian giant hornets?
The US should focus on the Asian giant hornets because Asian giant hornets cause damage to human being directly. The article says sometimes human being killed by hornets, especially in Japan, around 30 to 40 people killed by hornets. Yeah,
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
every year. So
Scary.
yes, that's why. So which species should the U.S. focus on is the Asian giant hornet. On the other hand, jumping snake worms, it's not directly influenced affected to our lives. Probably it's indirectly they are affected to our lives. For example, no example. Sorry.
So yeah, you're saying that the U.S. should focus on Asian giant hornets because they affect us directly.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
Especially it's kill about our lives. So it's a very big issue.
Have you ever seen a hornet?
Yes,
before?
yes. So many.
You have? Oh, really? I've never seen one in real life.
Really?
Only in pictures.
But
I've
it's
seen
not in.
bees.
Sorry.
I've only seen bees and wasps, but not hornets.
Bees or wasps?
Yes, wasps. I think one of your
Wasps.
tutor,
Wasps.
Kelly or tutor
Yes.
taught you this.
Yes. Let me check.
Wasps are scarier, I think. Well, I mean, scarier than bees. Wasps are more aggressive. They look like bees, but they're not really bees. Okay. Well, do you think the hornets can be controlled faster because they came to the U.S. more recently? Do you think the U.S. can quickly control giant hornets? Or do you think they will have difficulty in controlling them?
I think it's still possible to control them because their spreading is just past 15 years, so not so many history. So it's still, how do I say? It's still possible to reach, listen to.
Okay. Now, do you think it's possible for countries to 100% or to completely block foreign species from entering them?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Because now, as you know, country to country, it's very easy to move, even the human being and also some imported something things. But actually now it's not time, especially for the human because under the COVID-19. But basically it's very easy. So according to the article, jumping snake worms also came to the U.S. via imported plants. So for the insects, it's very easy to move over to the country with imported plants or imported something.
Because they live in those plants usually, or they eat the plants, right? Are there many foreign species in Japan?
Yes, we have some.
For example?
For example, shell.
Shell, or do you mean shellfish?
No, shell. It's a shell. They have a house.
Are you talking about a snail? Snails?
Snail means it's like
move slowly.
right,
The snail,
right,
and it's
right.
slimy.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
that's a snail.
Snail.
Oh.
I heard I watched the TV. TV says, before Japan's government used to make a snail for eating.
Oh yes.
So then they imported from the abroad. However, many Japanese on that time don't want to eat your snails. So Japanese government quit the making a snail. So many snail is spreading to the Japan. Then now some of the part in Japan they are on the wild snail. So because of the wild snail, for example, like a rice going to eaten by a wild snail. So they have some damage by the issue.
Actually, Gakio-san, snails are eaten in the Philippines. But I don't eat it. I don't like to. I'm actually scared to try. But they are eaten, and not just in the Philippines. Have you heard of this word?
What?
Escargot.
Yes.
Yeah. So escargot is French for a snail that can be eaten, and it's considered, fancy. So have you
No,
eaten
no.
snail?
No. Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't want.
Would you like to try?
I don't want.
Why not?
Even though I don't want to touch, I don't want to see. So, never I can. I'm gonna eat your snail.
It seems yucky, It seems disgusting.
Yeah, right. Disgusting. I don't.
How about speaking of snails, edible snails. In some parts of the Philippines and even Asia, like Thailand, they eat insects also.
Yeah,
Fried
right.
insects, How about in Japan?
Yeah, we also eat insects especially for the countryside.
So what insect have you tried?
No, actually, I've never tried to eat insects, but in the countryside, the people are going to eat batta.
What is that?
It's green, then they are jumping.
In English, we call that the grasshopper.
Yeah, right, grasshopper. Grasshopper.
Bata. In Japanese, it's called bata.
Batta.
Bata. Okay. It's a little funny because in Filipino, we have a word bata. Bata means a child. In Filipino.
Yeah, the grasshopper is jumping to somewhere, so it's the same as a bata, child.
That's true. Children jump a lot.
Yeah,
I see.
grasshopper.
So, but you've never eaten any kind of edible insect.
Yes, I
Okay,
can't.
so you wouldn't want to try snails. Would you like to try an insect as food?
No, but
Okay, not at all.
but I know some of the insect is really, how do I say, having attention, because I mean now it's world population is getting increasingly. On the other hand, our food is really limited, so some of the scientists try to make some food by insects, even the cockroach. Not cockroach. It's a, how do we say, it's a grasshopper, but it's a black or black one. You know?
A black
Co-
grass.
It's called a korogi. Let me check.
Korogi in Japanese.
コオロギ。英語。
Let me check.
Cricket.
Crickets.
You know cricket.
Ah,
うん。
they're the ones that make sounds at night. The cricket. At night, there's a certain sound that you hear.
うん。
Those are the sounds. That's the sound of crickets usually.
うん。
Okay. So you've learned that some crickets are being used to develop like food sources or food alternatives.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, because cricket is a very, how do I say, it's making it easy. I mean, they're gonna grow up really fast in a short time. They also, according to the scientists, they have a very good nutrition.
Oh.
I don't want to expect, but they have. So I think in near future, right of the restaurant, right of the food store, they have some cookie, they have some food made by crickets.
So would you want to eat that?
No, I don't want. I
You
don't.
know.
I don't.
I thought you would want to eat it because
No.
you're sharing it with me.
No, I don't. I don't. Just
So still
just
no.
sharing my knowledge. No, but I
Okay,
don't.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Got you.
Yeah.
But this one thing though, before I give you the feedback,
Mhm.
what's the most unusual food you've eaten?
Unusual food.
Yes, unusual. What's the weirdest, most
Ah,
unique, or most unusual food you've eaten?
it's my experience to have barat in the pH in the photo.
How was your experience?
It was good. We got the energy, right? But barat.
Balut. Okay, perfect. Thank you for answering. I'll give you your feedback now, okay?
Mhm.
So for range, today you learned some words including snail, escargot, and grasshopper. And then for some of your sentences, can you read the better sentences, please?
Alright, local honeybees are killed by hornets. It's not a problem to catch beetles. The US should focus on Asian giant hornets. The world's population is increasing.
And then lastly, for coherence, no problem. You spoke logically and at length most of the time. For phonology, please repeat after me. Please remember this word, protect.
Protect.
Okay.
Protect. Hornet.
Escargot.
Escargot. Yay.
Okay. All right. Yay. Okay, you enjoy your day at your job. I hope to talk to you again soon. Well, most likely next week. Okay. You
Yes.
take care, Gakio-san.
Alright, you too. Have a good day.
Bye.
はい。という形で今朝も終わりました。思った以上に話がね、ちょっとごめんなさいね。虫のトピックスきついな。ありがとうございます。そうですね。ちょっときついですね。すいません、朝から。なんか虫の話で、何の虫食ったことあるかっていう話やったんで、楽器がそんなないよと。虫はないと。ただ、知ってるのは、コオロギとか、なんかバッタ、グラスホッパーというらしいですね。聞いたらわかるな。でも使ったことないわ。グラスホッパー、コオロギはクリケットとか言ってたかな。だからそういうのは虫、日本でも食えるらしいでっていうのを一応シェアしたつもり。ただもうちょっとね、なんかうまいことシェアできるんやろうな。ちょっと表現の幅がめっちゃ狭いな。っていうところなので、もうちょっとね、やっていかなあかんなと。で、ちゃんわたが言ってたんやけど、要はこのウィークリーニュースアーティクルが毎日やるのも OK ですと。で、こうやって先生と喋るのも OK なんですけれども、結局ね、こう普通にレアジョブ英会話をこなしてるだけだったら、やっぱね、ある程度流暢さは上がるかもしれんけども、話せる内容ってそんな幅広がらないらしいです。でもこれ分かりますよね。要は、自分が今使える言葉しか話せへんので、そりゃこうね、限られてくるわと。限られてるものでしか喋れてない。だから日々、インプットしたものをこうアウトプットする練習。だからこのインプットをこの100日間で増やしていく。 で、それをアウトプットする。そうすると話せる内容が枠広がってきますよね。でもね、ガキはちょっと今週で自分で使いこなせてるなと思うのは、cause damage to blah blah。これは、要はこのファーストパラグラフで習ったやつですよね。もう嫌っちゅうほど言わされたよ。何やったかな何やったかなsnake worms。なんとか snake worms。cause damage to forest floor かな。cause damage to こうやって使うんだっていうのが要は音読とそういったところの何回も繰り返し学習することで、身につけましたと。で今それを、実際のこのレッスンでもね使えてるなっていう認識があるので、これ一つボキャブラリー増えたなっていうところはありますよね。なんで今までやっぱ読んで分かるものっていうと自分でそれを使えるものっていうのはやっぱ圧倒的に違うんですよね。読んで分かる、聞いたらなんとなく分かるっていうのとそれを使いこなせるかっていうのは違うんで、だからねここをねちょっともっと意識的にやらなあかんなっていうのをちょっと感じてる次第です。ただそのためにはやっぱ予習の時間を取らないかんねんけど、まあね皆さんもねレアジョブ英会話するのも25分かかるよ。だからそこでどんだけね予習できるかっていうところなんですけど、やっぱし予習ねだから本当にね短くていいと思う。10分15分とかでもやっぱでもそこが非常に大事になってくるかなと。あとはまあ復習、今日習った表現とかね、先生もめちゃくちゃ表現直してくれてこうやって送ってくれてますよ。やっぱ表現はこういったところで幅広げていきたいなっていうふうに思いますね。Honey bees are killed by hornets。そういうことね。こうやって killed by とか使った方がいいよとかね。The world population is increasing っていうところですね。まあね、こういったところの表現もちょっと増やしながら、明日、明後日かっていうところをやっていきたいと思います。はい、じゃあね、ちょっと今日はこれで終わりたいかなというふうに思います。で、明日なんですけれども、明日ね、また新しいちょっと時間やってみようかなというふうに思ってて、お昼休みやってみます。なので、12時からまたこの英語学習をやって、12時半やったかな、オンライン英会話をやるので、ちょっとね、昼休みやと思います。なんで皆さん来れる方は、ぜひね、そっちもご参加いただければなと思いますんで、ちょっとお忙しい中かなと思うんですが、ぜひ来れる方いらっしゃったら、ぜひ来てほしいなというふうに思ってます。はい、じゃあね、今日はこれで終えていきたいと思います。皆さん、今からね、お仕事入られるかなというふうに思いますが、頑張ってやっていきましょう。ということで、ほな、いつも見ていただいてありがとうございます。失礼します。よいしょ。